I'm Captain Typho of Her Majesty's Security Service. Queen Jamila has been informed of your assignment. I am grateful you're here, Master Kenobi. The situation is more dangerous than the Senator will admit.
In canon, the Star Wars character Captain Typho is a human male born on the Naboo system before the year 40 BBY. During Typho's childhood years, he looked up to the examples set by his uncle, who was Captain Panaka of the Royal Naboo Security Forces. During the Trade Federation's 32 BBY occupation of Naboo and subsequent capture of the capital city of Theed, Typho was already part of the Royal Naboo Security Forces, and alongside other members of the Naboo security, was incarcerated at the dormitory buildings in Gallo Mountain University. Whilst being held at the university, Typho showed extreme loyalty and selflessness towards his people, making sure that the children of the citizens of Naboo were provided for first. When he got word of Queen Amidala's return to the system, Typho was one of the first people who readily joined the fight against the battle droids of the Trade Federation, losing his left eye in the battle for Naboo. In the lead up to the Clone Wars, Captain Typho was appointed head of security for the now Senator Amidala's security detail, a role in which he took very seriously. Upon the proposition of the Military Creation Act, an act which would allow the Republic Senate to fund the creation of an army to fight against the growing separatist crisis, Typho accompanied Senator Amidala to the Republic capital of Coruscant in order for her to vote against the act. Typho, recognizing the threat to Amidala's life in voting against this act, set the plan in motion for a decoy to be put aboard Amidala's ship, and for the Senator and himself to pose as mere Naboo fighter pilots. Typho's plan saved the life of both the Senator and himself, when the ship carrying the decoy, by the name of Corday, exploded due to an assassination attempt on the Senator's life by the bounty hunter Zam Wesell. Typho was grateful upon being informed that the Jedi would send Master Obi-Wan Kenobi and his Padawan Anakin Skywalker to act as additional security to the already existing security detail present at Amidala's quarters. When Amidala left the capital for her home planet of Naboo after a second attempt had been made on her life, Typho stayed back to look after Representative Binks, who would represent Naboo in her stead. During the Clone Wars era, Captain Typho remained as the head of security for Senator Amidala. He was present on Naboo when the separatist scientist Dr. Nuvo Vindi sought to release a new airborne strain of the Blue Shadow virus on the world, and was also present at the Refugee Conference on Alderaan, where he, alongside the Jedi Padawan Ahsoka Tano, defended Amidala against the bounty hunter assassin Aurra Sing, taking her into custody. Typho was present on Coruscant at the declaration of the First Galactic Empire, and was seen trying to convince Senator Amidala that he must go with her to Mustafar, but failed to persuade her, believing that 3PO would be of ample protection for the Senator. So during the editing process of this video, the latest canon Vader comic was released, so spoiler warning, I'll give you 3 seconds to jump ahead if you don't want to hear anything about the comic. Okay, so the comic shows us that Captain Typho was among the party of people, including Padme's former shadow Sabe and another Naboo officer who led Vader to the lake house we see in episode 2 to assassinate him. It's not hard to say that with this comic issue ending how it does, Typho will not survive the event. And that's all we currently have on Typho during the Imperial era canon. In Legends, Captain Typho is a human male born on the Naboo system before the year 40 BBY. Typho, looking up to the example set by his other family members, in particular his uncle Quarsh Panaka, who was Queen Amidala's head of security, was set on becoming a high-ranking officer in the Royal Naboo Security Forces. To achieve this position, Typho would attend the list of educational institutions that his uncle Panaka had himself attended years earlier. After his training and studies were completed, Typho became a junior palace guard and was present on the Naboo system during the Trade Federation's occupation of the planet. During the battle to retake the capital city of Theed, Typho served alongside his uncle, fighting against the battle-hardened droids of the Trade Federation. The fight took its toll on Typho, with him suffering many injuries, but refusing to back down against their Federation oppressors, Typho fought on, his tenacity costing him his left eye. Legends explains that due to problems with the cloning process, Typho was not able to gain a cloned left eye, and had to settle for a simple eye patch worn in place of the eye that he lost. In wake of many systems choosing to secede from the Galactic Republic due to persuasion from the former Jedi Count Dooku and the fact that they felt they had little representation in the Senate, the now Senator Amidala was scheduled to depart from her home on Naboo to declare Naboo's opposition of the Military Creation Act to the Republic Senate. Typho and his uncle Panaka, who still served as the captain of the Queen's personal security detail, knew that the Senator's opposition to the act would spark outrage from the act's supporters, and they began to grow concerned for the safety of the senator. In preparation for the journey to the Republic capital of Coruscant, Typho hatched a plan with his uncle to have himself and the senator pose as starfighter pilots defending the main barge that would carry a decoy of the senator by the name of Corday on board. The fears of the captain were proven right, however, when the ship carrying the decoy of Amidala exploded upon landing, destroyed by the bounty hunter Zam Wazell in an assassination attempt against the senator, though Typho, being the humble man that he was, had admitted that he may have been wrong just moments before. Legends explains that the captain also had a cousin that served as one of Senator Amidala's handmaidens, and it was in this event that Typho didn't just lose the many men and women such as Corday under his command, but also lost his cousin Versailles, who was on the ship during the explosion. In the Clone Wars era, Typho, while on a mission with Senator Amidala and Jedi Master Yoda, was actually Jedi mind-tricked by Yoda into detouring from the current mission to rescue Master Luminara Unduli and her Padawan Barriss Offee from the icy world of Ilum, where they had been ambushed by Separatist forces. Other notable Clone Wars missions included a mission to Brial, where an assassination attempt was planned to be made on the system's president and Senator Amidala. Typho was also later present at a party when Padme had exposed another senator for taking bribes from the Confederacy of Independent Systems. Typho remained on Coruscant for both the Battle of Coruscant and the later sacking of the Jedi Temple during Operation Nightfall. When Senator Amidala was leaving for Mustafar, Typho attempted to convince her that he should come with her, but when she refused and told him that Anakin Skywalker would be there, he reluctantly backed down, believing the Jedi war hero to be of ample protection for the senator. Just as a personal note, I believe this is far better reasoning than the canon, where it is 3PO that Typho believes would provide ample protection. I mean, 3PO is cool and all, but come on, he's 3PO. What is he really going to do in the face of battle droids? Anyway, on with the video. Typho regretted his decision to let the senator go alone, after she hadn't returned from Mustafar alive. He later went to Amidala's funeral, held on Naboo, an event that saw the entire planet mourn the loss of their once beloved queen. Typho in his grief had to find answers over the death of the senator. Using his position, he found records telling of how the senator's trachea, larynx and hyoid bone had all suffered some sort of fracturing. With there being no sign of bruising from the outside, Typho deduced that only strangulation through the Force was to blame for the senator's passing. Typho's only known witness to the event was the Jedi Knight Anakin Skywalker, who had been missing since the senator's passing, but the captain was determined to find Skywalker and his answers. Before he could get to Coruscant, however, he aided a Jedi escapee named Ferrus Olin, fighting Imperial stormtroopers in the capital city of Theed in an effort to briefly free the world from Imperial occupation. After the fighting on Naboo, Typho travelled to Coruscant and, using his rank, gained entry to the ruins of the Jedi Temple, where he searched for evidence. He was, however, interrupted when the bounty hunter Aura Singh attacked him, hoping to find her own target under the employ of Darth Vader. With Typho managing to swipe one of Singh's lightsabers from her, the two of them actually briefly sparred through the temple library ruins, but the captain gained the upper hand when he slashed the antenna atop the bounty hunter's head, sending her into painful spasms. Escaping the temple, he later met with another informant on Coruscant who helped him gain access to the records of the Jedi, where he found that Anakin Skywalker had been killed by Vader on Mustafar, around the same time as Amidala's death. The captain set a plan in motion for himself to lure Vader to a warehouse under the false pretense that he had captured the Jedi being hunted by Aura Singh. Ambushing the Dark Lord, Typho was ultimately no match for the power of the dark side at Vader's command, and in his dying breaths, he confessed his love for Padme Amidala, blamed Vader for her death, and found brief joy in the pain the name caused the Sith Lord. Hey guys, thanks for watching my video. If you like Star Wars and the various lore behind Star Wars, please consider clicking subscribe, and I'll hopefully see you in the next one.